Welcome back to 6 Minute Math, where we turn confusion into clarity 6 minutes at a time. Thank you for joining us today for our video on adding fractions using the butterfly method. Make sure you are subscribed to 6 Minute Math to see more videos on tips, tricks, hacks, and ways to simplify math to make all that frustrating content easier. 6 minutes tends to fly by, so here we go. Our key points when we are adding fractions using the butterfly method is we are first going to multiply the opposite numerators and denominators together. What does this look like? I'm going to multiply 1 times 5 to get 5, and then 3 times 2 to get 6. Because I am adding these fractions together, I am going to add those two numbers to give me the answer as my numerator. To get my denominator answer, I'm simply going to multiply my denominators together. 3 times 5 is equal to 15. And I combine those two for the final answer of 11 over 15. As with all of our fraction answers, if we can simplify, we need to simplify that final answer. So let's check out some examples. We're going to add the following fractions: 1/4 plus 2/3, and I have my steps there on the screen. So the first thing I'm going to do is actually write my question out a little bigger below to give me a little bit more space. So I'm going to multiply my opposite numerators and denominators. 1 times 3 is 3, and 2 times 4 is 8. I'm adding fractions, so I add those two numbers together to get 11. And then I multiply my denominators together. 4 times 3 is equal to 12. And I combine those two numbers for a final answer of 11 over 12. If you look at my process here, you can see why it is called the butterfly method, as the way I have laid out my circles slightly resembles a butterfly. Let's do another example here. We're going to add 2/5 plus 3/4. So I have 2/5 plus 3/4, and I multiply. 2 times 4 is 8, and 5 times 3 is 15, and I add those together for 23. I multiply my denominators together. 5 times 4 is equal to 20, which gives me my final answer of 23 over 20. What about the following? We have 3/7 plus 1/5. So 3/7 plus 1/5. 3 times 5 is 15. And 7 times 1 is 7. I add those together for 22. And my denominators, 7 times 5 is 35. Combining those two for a final answer of 22 over 35. How about 4/5 plus 2/3? We have 4 over 5 plus 2 over 3. And I multiply opposites. So 4 times 3 is 12. And 5 times 2 is 10. Adding fractions means I add those numbers together to give me 22. And then I find my denominator by multiplying 5 times 3 for 15. Combining those gives me 22 over 15 as a final answer. Let's check out 1/8 plus 1/6. So I will again write that below, 1/8 plus 1/6. And then I have some simple multiplication on this one. 1 times 6 is 6. And 8 times 1 is 8. I add those together for 14. And then I multiply my denominators together. 8 times 6 is 48. This gives me 14 over 48 as my first answer. But then my last step is to simplify if I'm able. Both of those are divisible by 2. So this is going to simplify to 7 over 24. If you need help simplifying fractions, make sure you check out our video at 6 Minute Math called Simplifying Fractions, which is linked in the description below. Those are all the examples we have today for adding fractions using the butterfly method. Make sure you follow us on Instagram and TikTok at 6 Minute Math, and be sure to like, share, subscribe, and leave a comment below for any topic you want to see me tackle in a future 6-minute episode. Always remember that the best way to get math is to practice math, so keep on practicing. And until next time, keep solving and evolving.